Well, everybody loves weekends. You love weekends. We love weekends. It's just that you don't work on the weekends, but we work on the weekends. But it's cricket. It's not work. It's about watching 5 great matches back to back, starting this evening, which is a Friday evening. And it is a long celebratory weekend as well, so there's even more excitement in the air. Hello and welcome to MPL Presents Cricbuzz Live. I've been away for a few days. That's still the name of the show, I'm guessing. Nothing has changed. It's all fine.
Were you away?
I was away. I'm the kind of presence that nobody misses. He's like, really?
I missed you because I finally got Johnny's name right.
Oh, no!
Ah! So I missed you. I definitely.
Johnny?
Bairstow.
Oh, man.
So I must have been away for a while because I've come yesterday and there is Ajay rehearsing. So I was rehearsing. He said, I will get this right. He said, there is no R at the end.
Yeah.
मुझको पढ़ना नहीं आता ना मैं तो सिर्फ नाम सुन के
पर बेयरस्टो में R आया कैसे आखिर में?
बेस्ट्रो हो गया.
बेस्ट्रो.
किसी को बोलते हुए सुना था मैंने.
बेस्ट्रो.
वैसे नाम चल गया
और फिर वो बिस्ट्रो बन गया. फिर वो अटक जाता है दिमाग.
यार शख्स तो वही है ना.
सर बैटिंग बहुत अच्छी करता है. बाकी
चलो और क्या बचा है?
अब बाकी
बैटिंग वेल.
और फिर दिल की भड़ास भी निकाली. फिर मैंने कलवान साहब को बोला मैं कहा इंडिया में एटलीस्ट वी ट्राई एंड गेट द नेम राइट. आई हैव गॉट इट राइट. Please go back and tell everybody it is not Jadeja, it is Jadeja.
So please welcome Mr. Ajay Jadeja and Mr. Harsha Bhogle here on the show.
उसने गा के दिखाने वाला था वो. Jadeja oh हर वो क्या गाना है?
यार आप ये फिर 1940s के गाने ले आते हो ना. I get very confused with these pre-independence era music. I do not know it.
नया गाना है. नया माने last 25 साल में.
In the last, it's yeah. Okay, so let's have a look at the points table because in the last 11 years things have changed, but some things don't change. For example, Kolkata's mid-season blues.
Yes.
Right? Those are happening. They've lost 3 matches in a row, which finds them at number 6 now. And the gap in front of them is increasing now. So Chennai, of course, has gone and sat pretty much in the first of the 4 chairs. For qualifiers. Mumbai looking...
Chennai, I like that Tambram who gets 100 in maths.
Yeah.
Max. They call it max.
Max.
Yeah, centum in max.
What do they say?
Centum in max.
Centum in maths.
Centum is 100.
Yeah, I know. I speak fluent Latin, by the way.
They don't say maths, they say max.
Yeah.
So centum in max.
Habla español?
Ajay got really... When I said I speak fluent Latin, he's like, what?
Habla español?
¿Qué pasa?
No habla español.
Total 4 words.
We've already 3.5 minutes in the show. We've gone English, Hindi, Spanish, and just to add a 4th one, I'll say "Como te levu?" The reason why I'm saying 4 is because the number 4 is always a great discussion when it comes to cricket, isn't it? Number 4. We all love number 4. Today, I think there will be some confusion for both the teams as well because a big name is missing, which is A.B. de Villiers. He's not there. But before we show you the team 11 for both the teams, you can pick your super team as well. How? Well, on MPL, it's really simple. You are boss. You have learned so much from us, but you've learned it yourself. So just download the MPL app, select the game that is happening today, of course. Join the contest. Get on the leaderboard. And if you get on the leaderboard and you're top of the leaderboard, we will take your name over here. And if you get 400, we will even applaud for you. Lots of applause. Let's look at the playing 11s. Now, Dinesh Karthik has won the toss and said RCB should go in and have a bat first. That's what they said, no? That's what. Put up whatever team you want to. There are too many KKR fans over here. They will put up the KKR team first. I had to.
But actually, you don't need to put up the KKR team because they play the same team every time.
Never changes.
Anyway. If they feel bored, instead of Harry Gurney, they play Lockie Ferguson. But otherwise, generally...
Are you surprised though when you lose a couple of games on the trot, you see teams making a change, but not these guys?
No, because they've decided this is the 11 that's going to win it for us.
Yeah.
And so they say, if we win with this 11, we'll make a little change here and there. But they only have, 16, 17 in their squad anyway. So they don't have too many degrees of freedom. You have to play this team. And so, for example, they have a Carlos Brathwaite. Brathwaite will only come in if there's a cloud over Russell. Yeah. They've got a Joe Denley. Joe Denley will come in only if there's a cloud over somebody. So one day they made 3 changes.
Yeah.
One day they made 3 changes, but otherwise they don't want to make changes. They've got their backup players who will come in only if someone is unwell. This is their team now. Yeah. Lockie Ferguson or Harry Gurney, otherwise this is their team.
I like the philosophy, even though the tournament is fast and furious, it comes at you very quickly. But that's how international teams play.
That's how you should play, and that's how you build a side, and that's an international team would be different. I mean, you have another example of another team that plays similarly is Chennai. They don't make too many changes, but what they do change is how they play every game.
Yeah.
And with this Kolkata team, you don't see that often.
Yeah.
I think there's a pattern that they play with the same team, and it's selecting is similar to Chennai as well. But how they approach the game itself in the middle, how each player is utilized is totally different. With Kolkata, you can see, like you said, Gurney would play if it's a slow and a low track. It's totally different today. Because we saw, last match he actually bowled with a new ball. I had only seen him at the end, so he came around the wicket. So they pick players of a certain quality and a certain how would you put it? कि solidity है कि भाई वो ऐसे ही खेलता है.
Yeah.
So then they use it ऐसे ही. Whereas Chennai also doesn't make too many changes, but they pick players who can play in different forms, different ways, depending on the situation. They're not dependent on only one. So that is why Chennai is more difficult to plan against.
Because there's too many variables.
And
the only thing with KKR is that their DNA lay in playing on that old Eden Gardens.
Yes.
They love Sunil Narayan, so he will play. They love Kuldeep Yadav, he will play. And Chawla has been one of the sleeper hits of the IPL. No one talks about him, but he's an IPL hit.
Yeah.
So they have 3 spinners anyway. Now they have room for 2 quicks because Russell must play. If Russell is not bowling, then suddenly the attack is not in sync with the surface.
Yeah.
The surface has bounce, it has carry. But if Russell is not bowling his 3 overs, then the attack is not in sync with that surface.
Yeah, and the problem is with his injury, and you saw last year and this year. Even today, apparently, we learned that yesterday at practice he got hit again on his shoulder or something.
Most people have good days and injury days.
Yeah.
Russell has injury days and occasional good days.
But I think he has the good days despite the injury days. He has the good days on the injury days as well.
So he just carries the injury and hammers 50 and comes back.
Yeah, that's what he does. Gets the job done. RCB needs to get the job done as well. They've only got it done 1 out of 7 games so far. And they've got to do it actually. Well, 8 games. So 1 win and 7 losses. Their 9th game today. Let's have a look at what they've done with their team. No AB de Villiers because he's unwell. So Heinrich Klaassen from South Africa, the explosive batsman and part-time keeper as well, comes in. There's Dale Steyn, who returns to the team after 2010. The return of their prodigal son. Wow. He's back after a while, huh? And then, of course, their bowling attack otherwise stays the same. There's Navdeep Saini and Mohammad Siraj who are Indian. Umesh Yadav still doesn't find a place. There's Pawan Negi and Chahal as their spin options, along with Moeen Ali adding to that. And they probably will bowl Moeen Ali because he did well in the last game against Mumbai.
I'm just looking at this team and I'm saying, what if Virat has an off day? Who's going to bat there?
Yeah.
Because Klaassen 4, Steyn is 5, and then it's Akshdeep Nath and
Pawan
Negi. Yeah, that's it. So I wonder if Virat is looking at that side and saying, "Agar maine nahi banaya to."
Yeah.
ऐसा नहीं लगता
But he's pretty much looked at most of the batting sides he's had over the years.
The batting is exactly the same as what you had in the last 4-5 games.
Yeah.
Only thing is AB de Villiers missing and you've replaced him with Klaassen.
It's like saying Jadeja को निकाल के हर्षा को लगाया, बैटिंग में और कोई फर्क नहीं.
बिल्कुल करा सकते हैं, देखिए ना. देखिए
Klaassen is a good player.
इस चेयर से इस चेयर से उस चेयर, ये 3 तो ऐसे हैं कि किसी भी चेयर पे आईपीएल में बैठ सकते हैं.
No, hang on. There's another chair as well, which is the MPL Super Couch. Which is the MPL Super Couch. It makes that chair is also there.
वो तो उसमें भी हम चारों बैठ चुके हैं.
वो तो मेरी है.
That's true. That's
last 2-3 games.
By the way, I wanted to check. Michael Vaughan left yesterday. I just want to check. It's still here, right? The Super Couch. He's not taken it with him, right?
No, because he got beaten yesterday.
Oh, he got beaten yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Twice. So.
Amateur. So yes, the change. I mean, see. So the Klaassen's not. I mean that's Klaassen.
I'm saying it's a forced change.
Yeah.
So, if you were playing with AB and these guys in the team, I felt Akashdeep Nath, I'm yet to figure out how, what is he doing in that team because...
Yeah, you're surprised he's still in after what happened in the previous game with AB in that last over. They left 10-15 runs on the table because of...
So, yeah, I'm glad because you won't see that anywhere else.
Yeah.
That one call of not running back shows me how he's thinking. I mean, result is different. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. But your thinking is what I look at. So if you remember that first ball of the last over when Malinga picked up 4 at the end, and Malinga had been smashed by AB, not just that game, the game before that as well. So naturally you need to run. You can get out at that stage, but he probably thought I shouldn't get out or whatever will change. And that may have changed the game, may not have changed the game. But those are the things that you need to look at in a side or in a player and say, okay, I want him in my side or I don't. Because AB also gets out, Tendulkar also gets out. But if you're looking at these young guys, these are the things that you got to look at. And if he's still in the side, it's surprising.
I mean, he started off as being the backup keeper for Parthiv.
Yeah.
And there was that day he actually did keep wickets because Parthiv was unwell. I think it was in Hyderabad. He kept wickets as well. Now he's playing as a specialist batsman. So suddenly he's the number 6 specialist. He's a typical Indian. He understands pitches.
Jugadu batsman.
Jugadu.
Jugadu is a good word.
He's typical Indian, that kind of.
But that's what I'm saying. That is what I was surprised, that if he's a Jugadu and a typical Indian thinker of the game, then he knows that KB has to get back on strike. I mean, their luck was bad. That direct throw also, from Pollard, which was fabulous to watch. But how many times do you see that? It doesn't happen. And that really changed because 10, 15, 20 runs.
Yeah.
So if he's a Jugadu, then I didn't see the Jugadu part in him. I am yet to see him, strike something.
Look, I don't know him. I'm assuming that somebody who plays in UP, plays Ranji year in, year out, scores runs, has to be a Jugadu player. Otherwise, in Indian first-class cricket system, you won't get those many runs every year. He has to understand tracks, he has to play whatever.
I'm going to tell them to put out the whole RCB squad as well, and we'll see, because they have options. Like Shivam Dube suddenly seems to have disappeared from the radar.
So now, he was picked originally to play at number 6, go and hit the big shots and give you 2 overs.
Yeah.
Now, without him, they've got 6, 7 bowling options because they think Marcus Stoinis is going to play that role.
Yeah.
So they have... a little confused in their thinking.
Yeah, it is. Let's look at the squad and you'll see whether...
It's an understatement,
a lot, for sure. There you go. See, that's the squad.
So they started with Hetmeyer, remember?
Yeah. Remember the day? Remember those days?
Yeah.
Then remember the Grand Home days?
Yes.
Yeah. There was the Grand Home days as well. Those...
So suddenly you don't want to pick Colin de Grandhomme. You don't want to pick Shimron Hetmeyer. Washington Sundar not allowed to pick.
Yeah.
Gurkirat...
What is that?
I have no idea.
He's just never there.
Gurkirat, Shivam Dube you're not picking again. So really you've got... Devdutt Padikkal you won't pick. Himmat
Prayas Burman, who seemed okay. He seemed like had a decent temperament in the one game that he played. Right? When the top order collapse happened, stuck around.
Is that what happened mid-season when you're suddenly unsure and you're filled with people that you don't want to pick rather than people you want to pick?
Look,
I think इससे नहीं होगा यही बचा है मेरे पास.
I've been watching. I have not been part of any of these teams ever, so I don't know how actually they think. But from the outside, what I've seen is, and I said that yesterday also, I think at the start of the season, when you pick your openers and your captain, that dictates generally how your season's going to go. So in this case, the first 4 games, they weren't sure about with their openers. They went with Parthiv and Virat first, then they went with Parthiv and Moeen Ali, then they went with Hetmeyer and Parthiv is the only constant.
He's compulsory blind.
So when you've done that, that is where it all starts. And I feel like with Delhi last night we were talking, where are they stuck now? What the openers that they picked and the captain that they picked, now they can't change the side.
Yeah.
Because 5, 6, 7 are changeable anytime. Because 5, 6, 7 may have to play differently, may have to come in different situations. You could come in for 20 for 4 and you could come in for 220 for 4. On a wicket like this, you want a player who's going to come in at hoping that 120 for 4 and that's when he's going to come. But if you're playing in Chennai or a wicket which turns this, then you have to think a player who comes into your side as 40 for 4 or 60 for 4. Does he have that ability as well? That number 4 again, we get back to. So I'm saying at 4 down here, I'm saying at 6. So I believe that, they didn't start with the right opening combination.
Yeah.
I won't go back into any names again. It looks like I keep repeating it. But for me, that is the key to an IPL season. Because an IPL season is no different from any other game. What is a mid-table for us fans? I mean, it'll be nice for the fans also to understand. I'm also a fan now of the game. I don't know this game. What is the difference between today's game for RCB and the first game that they played? How can it be different? Is there a player who can come and tell me that, when I do this now I score and when I don't do this I don't score? Because you have to have a consistent approach to your game. Right or wrong, I may agree, you may disagree, that is different. But every game has to be played the same way. So how do you keep changing like that? So that is where the problem is. It's like, let's take Indian team now. We're going to the World Cup. The first 4 games that you're going to play, you could play any of those in the semi-finals. So are you going to play those first games thinking differently?
Yeah,
so that is the mistake that these guys have made.
What you're saying that the ideology and the approach of a team, their selection is basically showing you that is kind of confused. And there's no consistency in that, is what you're seeing with...
Now, the only difference I see is once the pressure lifts, there's some people who are good under pressure and there's some people who are not good under pressure. With RCB now, there is no pressure.
Yeah.
So, will all these people, जैसे उभर के आते हैं कहते हैं ना,
Yeah.
will these people now lift their games because पहले tension में थे, now there's no tension of qualifying. Now you have to be the team that nobody wants to play and saying, okay, now let's go and have fun. I think that is what Virat meant when he said, now we have to have
no
fun.
tension of qualifying is great.
No, but so that's what I'm
No
saying.
tension, no qualifying. Basically, that's what it is for RCB.
But the thing
they've
is-
got Dale Steyn in. Let's have a
Yeah.
look at their bowling one second, because they've been in their death overs. They've been leaking a lot, right? So now they've got the experience of Dale Steyn, who comes into the team. And there you go, the runs being conceded in the death overs. There they are, the bottom two teams at the top, where you keep saying, Ajay, that the bowlers will win you the matches. Here it is, Rajasthan giving away over 10, Bangalore giving away over 10. That's
Very interesting graphic. Chennai have the best economy rate at the death, but that's also a function of where they're playing.
Yeah.
They've played a lot of their matches in Chennai where, the ball lands.
things
Go and
about
see the
it.
movie.
Yeah.
जैसे नहीं आज रजनीकांत का पसंद है कमल हसन
थोड़ा मरीना बीच घूम के।
फिर थोड़ा और आगे आएगा. But the fact that RCB and Rajasthan Royals are at the bottom because they're losing matches in the last 3-4 overs.
Yeah.
So today, if Steyn comes in, he has to bowl at the death
Yeah.
because otherwise you've got you're going back to Siraj otherwise.
Now, they're probably going to open with Siraj. There was played 90 matches in this. His economy, I mean, you are looking, in this tournament, I mean, you are looking at, he hasn't played for a few years now.
Yeah, the question is this Dale Steyn that Dale Steyn?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. Because
this day stays 35 plus.
no, are we going to
And
see
coming out of injury and
Yeah.
And are we going to see something different? Because with Malinga, we hadn't seen him on the ground last year. When he came back this year, I thought, he'd struggle. But you suddenly saw a new, 0.3 or whatever version that he brought.
Yeah.
He's bowling more off spinners.
No, so Ajay वो YOLO क्या बोलता है? YOLO.
YOLO तो life का मैंने वो बना लिया है.
हाँ,
You
तो
only
3.0 होता है वो.
YOLO.
You're right.
Yeah, so will you see the new Dale Steyn?
So-
Because the Dale Steyn here has also gone for runs I've seen in the death, right? He has in the past.
Everybody goes for runs.
But
But I'm
this
saying
pitch
there,
will help.
what Dale Steyn we're talking about thinking is,
Yeah.
quick, ball swinging away. Now, 10 years down the line, if he's still doing it because, he's still playing for South Africa, so he does that at the top. Does he bowl at the slog? Does he bowl those slower ones? Or what is he going to bring in new?
Does
in
Dale
that
Steyn
depth
bowl a
is what I
slower
look
one?
forward to.
I didn't even, I don't know if I can't recall if I've seen Dale Steyn bowl a slower one. I don't
But
know.
there's a reason you're Dale Steyn because people are supposed to be afraid of you.
That's
But
right.
I think that Dale Steyn might just have turned out. I don't think he'll bowl 140, 145 every ball.
Yeah. But he'd be using more skill and experience to probably choke the opposition more towards the death. But remember, the death for KKR is when Andre Russell comes in. So it'll be quite a matchup if Dale Steyn is walking to Russell.
Dale Steyn, there was a Champions League match between MI and RCB. It might have been RCB actually. And Steyn didn't bowl.
Yeah.
Didn't bowl. It's 11th over, 12th over. Dale Steyn has not yet bowled. And then Pollard came into bat in the 12th over. And it was one of the sights of my life. He came steaming in and they just held him back to bowl quick to Pollard.
Yeah.
So, as I said, I
don't know if they'll do it today. You think
no,
they
Riza,
might
remember
open
that.
with him?
Yeah, remember that it could be Steyn to Russell, but it may not be the same Steyn anymore.
Yeah.
I look at, I think he should bring him right at the top because
Yes.
you're playing KKR.
Yeah.
There are two dangerous guys at the top there as well. So only if you get past them, you're thinking of Russell. But if these guys start destroying you, you could be destroyed before, Russell comes in. So if you have a bomb to explode, then, do it right at the start, put the opposition down. Because again, openers are most, how you start is very important. So if I have Dale Steyn in my side, he'd probably have the first over.
I have a feeling he'll do 1-1-2. One over in the power play, one in between two at the end because they got Saini to bowl 3 at the top.
वो मैं नहीं मानता ना क्योंकि he bowled first, he got 2 wickets. Should I hold him back? I will carry on.
No, of course you will carry
he
on.
picks up one more, then I won't hold him
Then you
back.
want to give him
carry
3?
on.
Then you
But
want to
if
give
he
him
bowls
3?
the first for 20, then I hold him. So I'm saying instinctive is the way.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to be.
You can't
correct.
plan.
No.
RCB is also planning, I think. बहुत ज़्यादा planning.
Yeah, you got to, you're right. You keep saying this a lot. You got to play sort of instinctively. DK, I feel like DK somehow is this season not playing as instinctively as he was playing last season.
Last season was a great season for him.
Yeah, it was just a great season. And this year, he's there he is. He's got the Nelson
Please
to
note
his name.
Yeah, the purple is back in the background.
Yeah, the purple is back in the background, of course. Makes our entire crew extremely happy. But this year, he is not. And I think a lot of that is getting covered up by Russell. And Russell just been in the carnage that Russell has been doing. Russell's human. Doesn't seem like that, but Russell's human. So if there will be days he'll fail.
If DK had the season he had last year, so they're 4-4 because Russell has done the 4. They would, instead of 4-4, probably have been 5-3 or 6-2. Because last year DK was winning them those matches.
It's true.
That's not happened. So one of the reasons they're stuck in this 4-4 is there's only one person finishing games.
Yeah, so this mid-season blues of theirs, and we've got a graphic for this as well, where they keep doing that. They start high, and then somehow they get into a little sort of slump. Must be a Bengali thing, no? Middle of the day you take a little siesta or something, right? So middle of the tournament this happens. I've got Bengali heritage, so I know. The first 5 games and the last 9 games, and there you go, that's in front of you. It's clear what happens. What's not clear is why it happens.
I mean, it's a tough one because, you know, each of those years the schedule would have been different. The teams that you played could probably be different. Where you started. Because they're quite a...
Yeah, could also be tired if the same players, we don't have adequate replacements. Are there not enough people coming in?
I think that's a popular opinion.
Extra, like the last 20 minutes, are you getting fresh legs to play the last 20 minutes of a football game?
Yeah.
Do you have enough substitutions? Ke 70 minutes khela hai, last 20 minutes khelne ke liye koi aur hai ke nahi?
Yeah, because
I wonder if that's it. It's an empirical thought. It's not based on theory.
Yeah, with this one, I can't figure out. But DK wala mein, I think what you might see difference in last year and this year is that DK was at the number where Rana was batting, not except for the one game that he opened. DK was playing that role and he was having that much more time and he had runs and strike rate probably more. And Rana was batting, I think, where DK is batting this year. So that could be a difference.
Wasn't Rana batting ahead of DK?
No, not last year.
Yeah, he was. Last year he was batting ahead of...
Behind. Rana also mirrors KKR, by the way. Rana also starts the season like that, just falls off.
Yeah.
His season drops off as well.
So till this season, I think Rana's batted, except for that one inning which he opened for injury, he's batted ahead of DK in every game. Yeah. Whereas I think the last year, it was just the other way around. DK was batting much earlier and his numbers probably were looking better that time. Maybe he hasn't had the enough opportunity and the stage that he's walked in. So that could be the difference for DK's numbers.
Yeah, I think that's also happened where the first couple of games, the setup for Russell was really good. By all the other players, they sort of put it together. You know, 2 of them would contribute out of the 5 for Russell.
Even Robin's season has just tapered off.
Yes, Robin's season has tapered off. Lynn has had just 1.5 good innings. Narayan is giving you the explosion only once, right? So I think that's what is happening again with KKR, where the symphony is not coming together as much as it used to, or it did in the first couple of games. I think that becomes important as well, where you just keep relying on the backstop. Like Russell sambhal lega.
Or agar nahi sambhalta, then you're suddenly looking weak.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking today, who was more worried? We don't have AB, we don't have Russell. Which team is more worried?
Good point. I guess it's KKR who's more worried.
Is KKR more worried we don't have Russell, or is RCB more worried we don't have AB?
By the way, that's just speculatory. If you've just joined us, KKR does have Russell. We're just talking hypothetical. Before you start panicking as a KKR fan, I thought 2-3 fans in our control room just passed out right now.
Like happened the other day, Moses Hendricks supposed to be playing and he twists his ankle just before. So
yeah.
So Russell is playing.
Yeah. Russell is playing, by the way. But the hypothetical question was that since AB is not playing for RCB confirmed, if Russell was not playing for KKR, who would feel the loss more?
Why did you ask this? Did you hear people collapsing in the control room?
I just thought, I heard some gasps. I heard some gasps from the control room, like, KKR fans go, no Russell, because they never listen, right? So they just checked in right now.
This year, there's no doubt KKR would miss Russell more.
Yeah.
Because I think they're more dependent on Russell as a team than AB and the form and the
How important
impact.
is it for the other 10 right now sitting there wearing purple, going, yes, the perception has now become that it's Russell plus 10. We've got to change this a bit. And the only way we can, all individuals have to think, we've got to change this a bit, man. We can't, A, as a team, saying we can't leave it on one guy. B, as a bit of individual ego and pride as well, right?
So, if you play a planned way of playing the game, and in the dressing room, team meetings, captain, coaches, conversation is, look, we got to play like this. We'll go hard at the top, slow in the middle, and then Russell will do it at the end. If that is your thought, then that thought can't come to those 10 people. Because they're all doing their roles. Fair. They've been designated a single role. But if you are a team that plays that we are this KKR team, We got to go out there and blow that opposition out.
Yeah.
Then that's when the thought comes in. It can't come in when you have given roles to people.
That's so interesting because I really think in the beginning of the season, a team like KKR comes in with that thought. They come in with that thought of we're going to blow the opposition away. I really like that you brought that point out because there are a few teams, like for example, there is a Chris Gayle, right? There's a Chris Gayle school of batting. His school of batting is not, I'm going to be impressive today. His school of batting is, I'm going to kill the bowler today, right? That's how he's always batted. There are batters like that and there are teams like that, like a West Indies T20 team is like that. You feel like KKR starts the season like that, but that kind of energy is also, it's emotionally exhausting to sustain that energy perhaps over 6 weeks of intense cricket.
And you're playing a 190 game. You have to do a 190 game to win at Eden Gardens.
Yeah.
So 190, one man cannot keep giving you 190 every time. You have to have different people. So that is why I think someone like a Nitish Rana, a Robin Uthappa, even if they're giving you those 30s, 40s, but they're giving them at a decent rate, then they're taking a bit of pressure off.
Yeah, but I want to know where Shubman Gill is. Like, I don't know. He batted one game. He's a young guy. Looks good. He looked calm. He's not a, you can see he's not a Russell kind of hitter. He's a batsman who will give you a lot of runs, but he's...
So then you'll have to change the way you play. Then you've got to put him at the top in the open and not have that explosive start. If
it worked when he opened.
Work. I'm saying, see, there is, in sport it works sometimes it doesn't work. But the thought is something that it can happen 100%.
Yeah.
So if you send him Shubman Gill in place of Lynn or Sunil Narayan, which is the only choice, then you are accepting that, okay, we're not going to get an explosive start from this man. So it's how you want to play.
But that's what Narayan se zyada diya usne.
Yeah, 60 of 30 he did.
But मैं वही कह रहा हूँ ना कि but 9 out of 10 times if they both succeed, Narayan will be at a strike rate much superior at the start than Shubman Gill. एक बार हो गया, एक बार तो कोई हमारे जैसे भी तुक्का लगा लेता है.
अरे वाह. भाई, you can also do a one-time tukka on the joy factor question because those questions require a tukka sometimes. And all the nerds are looking going, are you joking? I crack it like this.
They're all sitting like this.
Yeah, they all. No, like this with the thumbs.
Yeah.
Because they have to tweet the reply.
Got the answer.
Ab dikha bhi do. Muh dikhai kara bhi do. In which specific one-day international list is Charles Coventry's knock versus Bangladesh at Bulawayo? Bulawayo. In 2009, in first place, and Sachin's is at number 4 for an innings against Australia the same year. Hashtag Cricbuzz Live.
Which list is this?
Yeah, it's pretty simple.
Yeah.
This is a very simple one. This is too easy. I think Joy's been nice because it's, thanks God, it's Friday. So he's been nice to you guys, right? So send in your answer, tweet your reply. We have our MPL Super Couch contest. What is your guess, gentlemen, for RCB batting first at Eden Gardens?
166.
166, rather bearish of you.
Bearish because...
Rather bearish.
What if Kohli gets out?
Oh, everybody has to get out at some point in time.
I'm just 160.
That is life. This has happened to me after I said the name Charles Coventry. When I said Coventry after that, I've become a little English. Sir, your guess?
But what is Zimbabwe?
Coventry, the word.
Correct. Hey, what
is Coventry?
Coventry. He must have played in some Coventry league because he's played in every village in UK anyway.
कहाँ भी कोई और नहीं आता.
बहरहाल 166.
Sir, you are son of the soil, village.
Sir, इंग्लैंड की बात हो रही है तो 1983 में वर्ल्ड कप जीते थे. 1983.
19. They're going to score 1983. 183. Okay, so Ajay gets 1,983 runs.
His problem with 183 is you always go 182.
And that day, the first day that I was not here, I got a 3-day mid-season break, just like some of the teams have got. The first day, I started getting tweets saying your 182 would have come true today.
Correct. So but now he has said 183.
That's really
no. So we've covered it as brothers. So he goes 182. We have 172 to 190 whatever.
Okay, fine, done. So now if he said 183, bye. Okay, kaise bolenge? Should I? Okay, I'll go then 174. I'll give you some.
No, go 182.
If you believe in 182, you have that conviction कि मैं हूँ कोई, मैं कुछ हूँ.
182. हाँ. 182, 183, 166. हमारा हो गया. अपना भी बताइए on Twitter #Cricbuzz Live. Thank you so much for watching. MPL presents Cricbuzz Live. We'll see you at the end of the 10th over with Cricbuzz Combox. Goodbye.